the classic American 1911. And in fact, this is the American Classic. Particularly, this is the American Classic 2 from Metro Arms. If you don't own a 1911, this may be the one for you, and let me tell you why. I want to tell you a little bit about Metro Arms. Metro Arms has a wide variety of 1911 style guns under several different brand names. Now, Metro Arms owns the Llama brand. You may be familiar with it from a long time ago. Llama went away, and Metro Arms has brought them back as a great entry-level 1911. If you don't own one and you're on a budget, that's where you want to look. But if you want the classic style, fully featured, really smooth, great shooting 1911 that you see in my hands here, this comes from the American Classic line under Metro Arms. And this gun just feels great in the hand. It's really hard to get away from the idea that a 1911 isn't a great gun to take to the range and shoot. You hear a lot of people talk about them, and of course most of the talk in handgun world and most of what you hear me talk about is defensive guns. But when it just comes to a nice gun, a beautiful 45 caliber American Classic gun, the 1911 is hard to beat. This one has serrations front and rear. It has a great feeling grip. You can see that it's smooth around the front. It's got a flat mainspring housing. It's got what used to be considered an oversized grip safety. It's got the memory bump or the tactical bump, so you're always going to get a good positive engagement there. It's got a skeletonized hammer and a skeletonized trigger. And the triggers on a 1911 are short and crisp, and that's why so many people like them. This has a very large single-sided safety on the frame, and it's also got a very positive, easy to use slide stop and slide release. On the 1911, it is used as a slide release by a lot of people. It's got a single-sided magazine release and of course a drop-free 8-round 1911 style 45 magazine. Now the American Classic line comes in a lot of different configurations. You can get the commander size, you can get a couple different calibers, there's a lot going on. The next thing you're gonna think about doing if you really want a really nice 1911 is to move up into the Max series from Metro Arms. So the Max series is a more full-featured, a little bit more diversity, a little more features as far as the grip. You're gonna get a little bit different texturing, you're gonna get some more checkering on the grip, you can get ambidextrous controls, things like that, more finishes, more features coming from that line, including some fiber optic front sights and adjustable rears. Let me talk to you for a minute about the pricing of these guns from Metro Arms. If you've looked at any of the guns from any of the major American manufacturers of the mid-level 1911s, they're gonna have the same kind of quality and finish as the entry-level guns you're gonna see from the Max series or even going into the American Classic series. What you're gonna see is prices that are probably literally twice as much sitting at that counter at the retail store. If you just want a gun that's gonna be fun to shoot, great to add to your collection, and keeps these classic American lines, these are the guns you wanna look at from Metro. And when it comes to the SPS line, you're talking about spending somewhere between $1,200 and $1,500 on a gun that has the features of a gun that would be somewhere around $3,000 to $4,000. And if you want to just get started in open class competition, or even if you want to do defensive oriented competition with a 1911, you're going to want a gun with all of those features, but you may not have the budget that allows you to pay that full-blown price. So the SPS line is the bargain entry into the full open series gun market, and it's one that you definitely want to look at if you're into that competition shooting. We're talking about polymer frames, double stacks, all that race gun stuff that you might want. But this one is the one that I like, the American Classic from Metro Arms. This is the American Classic 2. Take a look at the whole line available from Metro Arms if you're interested in adding a 1911 or more 1911s to your collection.